My name is Dr. Louise White. I am an autism researcher and an academic, and I live in Queensland, Australia. I was diagnosed with bronchiectasis in 2021, and I was diagnosed with NTM in 2026. Diagnosis for me was quite a journey, and it actually involved moving from one side of the world to the other. So I spent many years living in the United Kingdom, and I was often not well while living there, and usually that involved some sort of cough. And I wasn't great at always going to the doctor, and when I did go to the doctor, they weren't always great at giving me the medication and help that I needed. So I think I was one of those people who fell through the cracks, and what should have probably been, triggering further diagnostic processes just never did. So when I had my second child and we made the decision to move back to Australia, the first thing I did when I got home was go and see my childhood GP, and he took one listen to my chest and he said, "Louise, this is not good." From there, all the proper diagnostic processes were triggered. I had imaging, pathology. Everything that's supposed to happen happened. Wish it had happened a few years earlier. And from there, I was diagnosed with bronchiectasis. At that stage, I didn't have NTM, which was great. Unfortunately, that's something we discovered that I do have at the start of this year. And how we discovered that was through just the regular pathology checks that happen when I have an infection. I had a small infection at the end of last year, and from the samples that were taken just to check I was on the right medication, I cultured NTM. So that's a new journey that we're starting now, how we manage that diagnosis. So this is going to sound like a strange thing to say, but since being diagnosed, I actually think my life has changed for the good. And the reason I think that is because I finally have the tools and understanding and knowledge that I need to feel better. I think I spent a long time feeling pretty sick, and it's because I wasn't doing the things that I need to do to be well, and I wasn't doing them because I didn't know I had to. I often think about the privilege that we have of living in countries where we have access to diagnosis and we have access to healthcare, we have access to medicines and the things we need to manage this disease. And I often think about people who aren't that privileged. So whilst it's really crummy to have this disease and to have a disease that most people can't even pronounce properly, I never forget the privilege that I have in being able to access what I need to manage it. And the reason that's so important to me is because I have two autistic sons, and when I first got this diagnosis, that was a lot to process, because I know I need to be well and I need to be here to look after them and to care for them and to help make sure their futures are great. And I guess that feeds into why I am so vigilant with my healthcare, because I'm privileged enough to know what I need to do, so I'm going to do it, because I want to make sure that I am the healthiest version of myself that I can be. Take control of your lung health today. Visit the CNN website to find an expert in care and to learn more.